Personally, I've been investing no small amount of money into cryptocurrencies the past couple of years and have spent a lot of time trying to learn as much as I can about this wild west of decentralized finance. But I'll be honest, if it still feels complex and confusing for somebody like me, I can only imagine how you might be feeling right now, whether you're young and eager to get your piece of the pie or you're older and you just want to diversify your investments. Either way, I want you to pay attention as I detail a few of the mistakes that I've made and the 4 things you need to do before you get started. Welcome to All Things Secured. My name's Josh, and for the sake of any legal protection, I'd like to start by saying that this video does not constitute financial advice, and anything I'm saying here is for informational purposes only. Any investments you make should be done carefully and with the acknowledgement of the risks involved. I invest in crypto and I'm bullish about the future, but that doesn't mean that you need to be. Perhaps you've read the stories of people who have lost tens of thousands, if not sometimes much more, to crypto scams. This is particularly true of the older generation, but even if you're younger, don't think you're immune. FOMO is a real condition that makes us do really stupid things. But more than that, crypto introduces a new kind of risk that we're not used to having: control. When I was first naively diving into crypto, I opened a number of different wallets and purchased a couple of assets that were tied to one particular wallet. Now, the beauty of blockchain technology is that those assets, one of which was a blockchain website, they can't be censored or changed on the blockchain. However, the danger of blockchain technology is that if you lose access to the wallet you're supposed to have control of, which I unfortunately did, there is no reset password button, at least not when you hold the keys. Until I find the keys to that wallet, those assets are pretty much worthless to me. I can't do anything with them. If all this is confusing to you, don't worry. I'm not trying to give you a full beginner's guide to crypto here. What I would like to do, though, is to make sure that you're prepared for this journey by giving you 4 foundational steps you need to take before you invest a single dollar into cryptocurrency. For goodness sake, do not put your life savings into crypto, okay? No matter how amazing it sounds, and trust me, when you start hearing things like 2,000% returns, and that's not an exaggeration, it takes willpower not to jump in with both feet. In fact, I strongly urge you to avoid moving any money from your current investments until you've spent at least a few months, if not a year, learning by investing smaller amounts in crypto. When it comes to risk tolerance, there are 3 questions you should ask, and I would even write down the answer for. First, if you lost all the money you're about to invest, where would that put you and your family? If the answer is anything other than we'd be bummed, but we can still retire comfortably, then you need to recalculate. Question 2, what percentage of my net worth am I willing to speculate with? This is kind of like entering into a casino. If you haven't already determined how much you're willing to spend before you start, you'll likely spend more than you should. Write down either a dollar amount or a percentage of your salary or your net worth that you're willing to invest, and then stick with that. Finally, do I have the support of my spouse and or family members? This is particularly true if you're investing what will likely be your wife's nest egg or your kid's eventual inheritance. These decisions affect more than you, so you need to take that into account when calculating your risk tolerance. If you ever find yourself saying, I need to invest now or else I might miss out on incredible gains, just stop. Stop. Okay, trust me, you or whoever is advising you to make this kind of a purchase is not smarter than the hundreds of thousands of people who've tried to time the market before and lost millions of dollars. Take your time. Wait at least a day or 2. If this is an investment that you think is worth making, then it's worth taking the time on it. And whatever gains you potentially lose out on by waiting, you can just chalk it up to being the cost of security. Urgency is your enemy here. Some of the highest interest rate returns I've seen in the crypto space have come from untested coins and unproven platforms. In other words, crazy promises in return for crazy risk. This is probably the most common way that beginners get scammed in the crypto world. Investing your hard-earned money into a platform that looks like a legitimate place to buy and sell crypto. It seems to show you incredible returns for your investments that you'll keep pouring in the money, and then it simply disappears the moment you try to pull your money out. For the sake of security, you can open an account with a trusted company like Coinbase, for example, and use that as the primary place where you buy and sell crypto. This is called an exchange. You've probably heard that term before. An exchange is critical because this is where you put in your fiat currency, the money that's in your bank, be that a US dollar, euro, whatever, and you get cryptocurrency in exchange, be that Bitcoin, Ethereum, or some other coin. But the next step is super critical, and that's where I went wrong. You need to set up what's known as a digital wallet, and you need to keep good track of it. These wallets are confusing because they take so many different forms. You can download the Coinbase wallet and move your crypto there, or you can take the more secure route and use what's known as cold storage wallet, like what you see right here. Now, I'm not going to go into detail about hot versus cold storage because for a beginner, it's best to start with a mobile wallet like this one from Coinbase. Bonus tip, did you know that your wallet address is between 26 and 35 alphanumeric characters long? Yeah, most people don't memorize it, and others don't realize just how risky it is to just copy and paste it everywhere. So what's the solution? Well, that's where blockchain domains step in. If you and I are trying to exchange crypto, which do you think is easier? I could tell you to send it to this address right here, but keep in mind that even if one character gets accidentally deleted or changed, all the money gets lost. Or I could give you my blockchain domain that I bought at Unstoppable Domains, who are also thankfully sponsoring this video. You can get by without a domain, hear me clearly. But when you consider that buying your own personal name or brand name costs as little as $20 and you never have to renew again, there's no subscription fees, it's really a no-brainer in my opinion for anybody that's getting into crypto. All I did was purchase the domain on Unstoppable Domains. They've got a lot of different options, .crypto, .wallet, .nft, and many others. I connected it to my wallet, and they connect to so many different wallets. This is a process known as minting. And then add all the crypto addresses for each crypto asset that I own or that I want to own. And then whenever you want to get paid for something, you just tell them to send it to, for example, allthingssecure.wallet. And the risk of getting the address wrong shrinks to pretty much nothing. It's still pretty early, so chances are your name is available as a blockchain domain, so go grab it while you can. The final step you need to take as you're getting started with crypto, and this should come as no surprise to those of you who have followed this channel for a while, is to set up two-factor authentication. Not next week, not tomorrow, right now. Any crypto-related account such as BlockFi, Celsius, Crypto.com, Coinbase, and so many others, they give you the option to secure your account with a second security factor, which could be an authenticator app or my personal favorite, the 2FA security key. Now, if somebody steals or somehow hacks my username and password for any of these crypto exchanges, they will be required to enter this second form of identification. Since they won't have access to my authenticator app or my security key, the stolen credentials will pretty much be useless to them. Now, this is just the tip of the iceberg. If you want to dive even deeper into crypto, the security, the privacy, all that stuff, check out this in-depth interview I did with Naomi Brockwell a few months back. And to purchase your own blockchain domain like I did with joshsummers.wallet and allthingssecure.wallet, go visit Unstoppable Domains and get yours before it gets snatched up.